I am not a prophet. I simply have eyes. uh, so yeah, the women's FIFA World Cup, the FIFA Women's World Cup, round of 16 has just been finished, and as of this recording, the quarterfinals are actually going to start. For me, tomorrow night, but over there it's probably going to be on Friday. So yeah, I wanted to look back at my predictions for the round of 16 and give my reflections as well as my predictions for the quarterfinals and how I think they're going to go. And frankly, I got them all right. Chef's kiss. And yeah, so I'm just going to go, look back at them. Spain hammers Switzerland 5-1. Again, I saw their game versus Japan, and I was left with, I don't think they're really trying, and they used this match as a bounce back. So hopefully, they don't. Hopefully, they play this way against their next opponent. I haven't seen who they're gonna play, but yeah, Spain 5-1. Got it right. I got the Japan versus Norway correct. As I said, Japan is a team that has honor. They went into the Spain match looking for the victory, and they got the victory now against Norway in the quarterfinals. I got the Netherlands versus South Africa right. First of all, congratulations to South Africa for making it to the round of 16, as well as the way that they played against Netherlands. Didn't get completely overrun by the Netherlands, and only lost 2-0, and they had their own opportunities as well. So good match there. Sweden versus the United States. I said it once and I'll say it again. This squad did not have the same, just that feeling. It didn't have that same playing style or talent, skill, something. It just didn't really feel like they were on par to the 2015 champion squad and the 2019 champion squad for the United States. And they went all the way to the penalties, 0-0, and they lost in penalties, where surprising individuals missed their penalties. And so yeah, USA making history. This is the first time that they're not going to end up in the top four, something that they've been doing since the 1991 World Cup. And so obviously that means that there's going to have to be some great changes, and hopefully the young talent from the US team can use this as an experience and come back stronger for the 2027, and also continue to develop the program that is one of the best around the world, winning a bunch of World Cups. So yeah, Sweden is through the quarterfinals. Congratulations to them. And then England versus Nigeria. I had England qualify and I got that right, but what made me surprised was the way that they qualified. Nigeria took England all the way to the penalties. that I did not see coming, and frankly, had England been eliminated by Nigeria, this would have been like the surprise of the World Cup, more so than Brazil not qualifying or Germany not even making it to the round of 16 as well. But yeah, England won in penalties, 4-2, and they got it right. Congratulations to Nigeria. They played one heck of a match. Unfortunately, penalty kick shootouts are always, you either make it or you don't. That's the tough part about penalty shootouts. Australia versus Denmark. I got it right. Home field advantage. Australia uses it well. 2-0. They're in the quarterfinals. Not entirely sure if this is their first time in the quarterfinals, but they're in it now. So that's Australia's host nation. Making their home field advantage a real advantage. Colombia versus Jamaica. I got Colombia correctly as well. 1-0. They got the job done, but congratulations to Jamaica. They made Colombia fight for it. Colombia has been winning. I think they won 2-0 against South Korea, 2-1 against Germany, and then lost to Morocco 1-0. So Colombia is kind of, I don't know. Those results kind of make me feel like it's kind of like inconsistent. But then again, Colombia is one of the better teams in South America, and now they're onto the quarterfinals. I believe they said it's for the first time. So hopefully, they do really well in the quarterfinals as well. I'm not sure who they're playing yet. I'm gonna look at that up right now. And congratulations to Jamaica, making it all the way to the round of 16 for the first time in the women's history. And hopefully the men's can use this as a bump now that their qualifiers are going to start for the 2026 World Cup, and hopefully they can make it and make their presence known also. All right, lastly, France versus Morocco. I don't know. That game made me feel like Morocco gave it all against Colombia, and they just kind of flat it out against France. The game was basically over by the first half. I think they were 3-0 up. So yeah, France into the quarterfinals. So I got all round of 16 predictions correctly, and that's chef's kiss again. So yeah. So now the quarterfinals. Prediction for quarterfinals and onward are always going to be more difficult because this is where you get the true better teams, or the true strong teams, alongside any dark horse that could potentially ruin it for the favorites. With the last 8 teams, I've seen that the favorites are England, Japan, or teams that could potentially win it, not favorites, are England, Japan, Sweden, Spain, Netherlands, or France, literally leaving Australia and Colombia as the only dark horses for this tournament. So my predictions, the first game looks like it's going to be Spain versus Netherlands. Whew. I'm going to go straight out. I'm picking Spain because they bounced back. And Netherlands is a great team as well. They made it all the way to the final last time. I don't know. Again, I've been following Spain, and their football has just been growing and growing. And I think they can use the win against Switzerland, as a stepping stone. Meanwhile, again, Netherlands qualified with a tough hard-fought match against South Africa. And I don't know. I personally, it's a little bit of a biased prediction, I know, but there's also that talent there to support it. So I'm going with Spain on that one. Japan versus Sweden is also going to be hard, but I'm gonna go with Japan. They've been playing really well. They've been playing They've been playing really well. Winning all 3 matches in their group, and now going on to beating Norway as well, and now going to the quarterfinals. Sweden has also been playing really good, beating the current champs, eliminating them, and winning all their matches in their group as well. So this is going to be a tough match. I'm edging Japan just a little bit, but that's again a biased prediction. I will admit that. But I will not be surprised if Sweden does beat Japan, because Sweden has a really tough team at this tournament. And you could, if you watch all the highlights of their games, I think both these teams are on an equal term. I wouldn't be surprised if they go all the way to the penalties. The only thing that would surprise me is if one team completely blows out the other one, but we'll have to wait and see how that match goes. So I'm picking Japan for that one. Australia versus France. I think this is where the home field advantage could potentially help Australia, but in the longer grand scheme of things, as they say, France is the better team, so I'm going to give it to France. So Australia is a dark horse. If they do advance, I think this is going to be a wild surprise for the whole entire tournament, and I don't know, potentially make Australia one of the teams to host and make it all the way to the semifinals. Something that I don't, the women's history is rare because the top teams are always are hosting the tournament. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm gonna go with France on this one. I will take the L if Australia does beat France. And then the last match, England versus Colombia, a very historical match in terms of the men's division. So we'll have to see how this match plays out. I am going to give the win to England here. Again, Colombia's a great team. Talent-wise, skill-wise, I just think England... But England's match against Nigeria is like, it's irking me. So I'm going to give it to England. Bias prediction, yes. If Colombia does beat England, surprisingly, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. There's something with England and major tournaments. They're the current champions of the women's Euro. But the way that they played against Nigeria, I think they're going to have to fix some things to make sure that doesn't happen against Colombia if they want to qualify without having to go all the way to penalties. Meanwhile, all Colombia has to do is, play as they've been playing and maybe go a little bit harder. So yeah, my predictions for the quarterfinals: Spain, Japan, France, and England to go through. Yeah, and as of where I am at, the first quarterfinal, Spain versus Netherlands, is going to be played tomorrow, Thursday, at night, or I think in Australia or New Zealand. I think they're playing in Australia. Is going to be Friday. So yeah, make sure you guys are also watching the World Cup from wherever you are. It's a lot better than the last couple World Cups. The goalkeepers have been phenomenal this tournament. They're gonna have to give a bunch of golden gloves to a bunch of goalkeepers. It's been a fantastic World Cup. Goals have been really amazing as well, and I like that there's not like 5-0, 6-0, 4 all that stuff like everywhere. It's like now it's quicker, but it's also becoming much more tactical. Something that with the men's, it's slower and tactical. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how the women's football overall continues to grow. So yeah, that's my predictions, my reflections for the round of 16, and my predictions for the quarterfinals. So yeah, the next video is going to be released probably Sunday or Monday to give my reflections on the quarterfinals and whatever 4 teams make it to the semifinals. So peace.